Asexuality, all things asexual. So subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. I hope you can hear me. I'm just adjusting my volume. And so, yes, I've got an important profile to show you tonight. So I won second runner-up Speaker of the Year with Women's Business Awards. This event was held in a global ceremony in London on the 3rd of December 2025, and Women's Business Club run Women's Business Awards. Now, they are actually changing their website over to a different format, and so my award-winning profile is going to be deleted. And this is the same with everyone's profile who entered those awards, who is a finalist for those awards, and the people who won some awards. Now, there was 20 finalists in the category that I was in for Speaker of the Year, including myself. So there was like 19 other people besides me. But if you saw the clip, you would know that they specifically said I worked really hard on my profile. So that was a big reason as to why I won second runner-up Speaker of the Year. And I did work for weeks on my profile. I literally maxed it out. I couldn't put any more posts on there. In fact, they started repeating because they were just like kind of echoing what I'd already written, and anything new I put on there just went into the abyss. So I had to like redo it to have the best stuff on there, the best content, including the asexual content. And so I just wanted to go through that speaker profile before it comes down, because I know I've got the cached version of that at the moment, and I wanted to see I wanted to see for yourself. I want you to see for yourself what an award-winning speaker profile looks like, especially an asexual one, right? Because I'm an asexual ambassador. I advocate for asexuals and I speak on asexuality a lot. So I just wanted you to join me really in a celebration. And there's some comments from this channel actually in this profile, so I thought it'd be really nice to share those with you. I get lots of beautiful comments on this channel, so unfortunately I can't include all of them, but I hope you'll appreciate the ones I have included. So I'm going to take you through the profile now, because I know it's going to disappear soon, and I feel it's just really, really nice to kind of mark the occasion, because it's not every day you get an award, right? And I'm so grateful for the Speaker Award. So here we go. So first of all, it starts like this with the header. So this is when I was speaking at the UK Asexuality conference in 2018. This is where this picture comes from here. You'll notice I've got my asexual top on. So I designed that t-shirt myself. So it's Ace is the nickname for asexual. So it's the Ace of Spades, although I'm actually a romantic asexual. Usually the spade can mean something else. But anyway, I wore that to the event where I was speaking at. You can see here my slides is done in the asexual flag colours at the back. Then this is me with my asexual perspectives, but this is in just kind of a natural pose with little bookmarks. And then I put on my award-winning speaker profile, my mission is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation in its own right throughout the globe, so no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. Remember, this is an award-winning profile. So I'm just so blessed that the people in Women's Business Club who run Women's Business Awards are very, like accepting and open-minded, and like praise work that's different. And asexuality is still considered sometimes a taboo topic, and some people think it's controversial, other people get dismiss it and things like that. But for me, talking about asexuality on this channel now for 10 years is something I pretty much dedicate my life to. I talk to loads of different people about asexuality, wherever I go. And then this is my diary confessions of a hyperromantic asexual book. Make sure you get a copy of that. It's really insightful. And this was me speaking at Oxford University for Blue Talks. So this is the whole header I put on there. So I thought it's good because it takes the person who was, the people that were judging. There was one judge, but then there's a Women's Business Awards, from Women's Business Club CEO at the time as well. So it's kind of like two people, I think, judging it really, but there was an actual official judge. Don't forget, I won second runner-up speaker of the year in a category of 19 other people besides me. So I just think that's great for asexuality. So yeah, so this is like the whole profile in totality. This is a header. Then if we move down to these sections, so this was the about section I did have on here. So Sandra Bellamy is a dynamic speaker and storyteller, captivating audiences with her authenticity, energy, and expertise in asexuality, personal growth, and self-reinvention. She challenges societal norms with her clear message: be who you were born to be, not who others want you to be. Sandra doesn't just speak at events, she vlogs daily on her YouTube channel, that's this one here, Asexualise My Asexual Life, and regularly hosts unscripted, like this one now, educational live streams, where she engages directly with her audience in real time. Her ability to seamlessly speak, read, and respond to live comments while fostering meaningful discussions demonstrates a rare and powerful set of speaker skills. Since reaching 1 million views in December 2024, a milestone achieved over 9+ years, she has gained over another 500,000 in less than a year. Her commitment to daily storytelling and interactive live discussions has made her a trusted voice in the asexual community and beyond. Sandra's spoken at Oxford University, UK Asexuality Conference, and was the opening speaker at the Be and Become Summit. Her ad-libbing skills, combined with her ability to educate, empower, and inspire in real time, make her an unforgettable speaker. This is really nice, isn't it? Talk topics. So these are my talk topics, although I've got more. I've got an AI talk that I'm doing next week at a tech event that's not even on here. So how to authentically grow a personal brand on YouTube for influence and impact. Notice I did not say income because I'm not monetized on this channel. How to build relationships with AI companions confidently and safely. So yeah, I have got an AI one in there, but the one I'm doing next week is aimed at techies because it's a tech event where people go to learn about AI. So I have got AI in there, but I'm writing a book currently called How to Date an AI Bot, Build Relationships with AI Companions Confidently and Safely. So this is like the talk from that, if you know what I mean. And so how to reinvent yourself to become your best future self. That's a talk I did at both Oxford University and the Be Become Summit. And then how to date yourself and build a loving relationship with yourself. I talk a lot on this channel about self-dating. And you'll see me in vlogs actually be at the cinema on self-dates. So how to thrive in singledom. So yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand with self-dating. But yeah, I do have a good single life. So expertise. So my expertise is asexuality, obviously, self-reinvention, YouTube growth, personal branding, authenticity, AI, dating and relationships. I've been online dating for over 10 years. Self-love, self-care, confidence, pain into power, mindset shift, self-publishing, community building, mental health, and social media. I probably could have put a few more on there, but yeah, those are like my core expertise. And so this here, if I get rid of that, this was my talk at Oxford University. Obviously, you can't really fully see it. I'll skip it.
So, nowadays, I am a best-selling author, as you already heard, of Asexual Perspectives book, published under my own book publishing imprint of Quirky Books. And I help asexuals with love, life, confidence, dating and relationships, predominantly through my Asexualise, My Asexual Life YouTube channel, chat show and vlog.
So there you go. You know, you can watch that. It's on my YouTube channel here if you want to see that. But yes, I think that's really important. So these are some of the comments I got on this Oxford University talk, which was really nice. So this was a YouTube commenter. Zahinarafa. I'm not sure if I spelt that, pronounced that correctly. 2463. You look, they've given me like little emojis to celebrate, which is nice. And they've said I'm also an asexual, which is wonderful. I love it when I see these things. And then let's go back to the other one, the previous one, if I can. This, I have to let you know that this website is coming down. I did say that because the company that run it, they're putting a new website up. So this is the last time you're going to be able to see this. So this is Skycat. Oh, Shycat, not Skycat. Why did I want to say Skycat? Because I just did. It's because there's someone in the asexual community with a similar name. So Shycat 9188. Congratulations on your great lecture. Very empowering. This was from the Oxford University talk I did. So that again is really, really nice. I'm trying to pull the other comment up. And testimonials. This one as well. Matti Avancini 9058. Incredible, Sandra. So many great insights. Love it and keep it up. So I thought this was really, really nice and supportive. So thank you to all of you who do leave lovely comments on my YouTube channel. It is much appreciated. So at this point, I only got 1.5 million. Only, I say. But obviously, it's a big, big, big achievement. Now, if I'm looking at my channel now, I mean, this is me listening to music earlier. But if I go on the channel now, I know that we are, see, you can see I'm live at the moment. I know we are close to 2 million. Look at that. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that because of the reflection. We're on 1,987,715 views. So we are very, very close to hitting the 2 million view mark, which I'm so, so excited for. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate the support. So yeah, when I did this profile to win an award, it was over 1.5 million. So best-selling author Sandra Bellamy with over 1.5 million YouTube views is double finalist for Global Women's Business Awards. I'm thrilled to be a finalist in both Speaker of the Year and Diversity and Inclusion categories. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever woken up one day only to realise you're not who you thought you were? Well, that's what happened to me. In 2014, I went to see an NHS counsellor. Because I wanted to date and have a relationship, but I didn't want sex. In fact, the expectation of sex at the end of the night of a date with a guy was making me almost wet myself, basically. So it was making me feel so anxiety-induced I was almost wetting myself. Yes, I put that on this profile because, you know, I'm honest. Like I said, I do embody authenticity. And I think it's important to show how difficult it is when you're asexual and you're not interested in sex and you're going on a date, how anxiety inducing it can be, right? But this person I'd gone to for help said the worst thing she could have possibly said. She told me you'll have to have sex in order to keep a good guy. I was absolutely horrified. How could any guy be good for me if he was expecting me to do something I didn't want to do in order for me to keep him? This sends a damaging message, not just to me, but to the whole of society, that in order for someone to be good to you in a relationship, you need to have sex. Otherwise, you won't be able to get someone good or keep them. Feeling utterly devastated, I went home and Googled I love kissing but not sex, and it came up with Asexuality and asexuality.org, which is the biggest online forum for asexuals. I felt so relieved to find others like me who wanted a romantic relationship but without sex. Up until that point, I thought I was the only person in the entire world, planet, and universe that felt the way I did. And that was the start of my asexual journey. From there, I cautiously added myself to dating sites, not knowing what to expect and if people on there were really asexual like me. In January 2015, I said added myself to asexual dating sites. Actually, I'm not sure that I made that clear when I just spoke then. To asexual dating sites. Yeah, because I was worried that, are these people really asexual? I actually found some that weren't, unfortunately. So not all of the people on the asexual dating site, which was just asexualitic.com, which has since been migrated into acircle.org, were actually asexual. But it took some talking to them to discover that, if you know what I mean. So from there, I cautiously added myself to asexual dating sites. I'm just repeating this again, not knowing what to expect and if people on there were really asexual like me. In January 2015, I was in a conversation thread on asexuality.org and I saw there were people talking about wanting to attend an in-person asexual meetup, but no one was actually taking action to make that happen. So I stepped up to the plate knowing I'm predominantly a leader rather than a follower. And I held my first in-person asexual meetup in my city of Exeter in Devon. I did this continuously for 5 years, and people used to come from all over the UK to my city for my meetups. To this day, I run 6 asexual groups on Facebook. A decade ago, in 2015, I started my Asexualise My Asexual Life YouTube channel. That's this one, woohoo! Which achieved 1 million views on the 23rd of December 2024 and has since seen phenomenal growth this year, which was last year now, because this was written in 2025 when I won the award, before I won the award actually, because this is what they judged me on, with a further 572,342 views, making 1,572,342 views on 4th of November 2025. On my channel, I'm constantly speaking on my channel, I'm constantly speaking to my audience as an ongoing storyteller, sharing the ups and downs of my asexual life through multiple daily vlogs. I like to share asexuality in real life context rather than just give textbook definitions of it to make it easy to understand and accessible for all. Think of my channel as being like a reality TV show, sharing the ongoing story of my life, and every video is a page, chapter, or few lines from the ongoing real life book of my life. So I don't separate the personal from the professional. I intertwine them and embody them both together, which is really important because they said when you do your profile, you need to tell us about you personally rather than professionally. But because this is the about section, but I'm these posts are actually showed on every page, but they wanted specifically to know more about us personally. But it's I blend both of them. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that I blend both of them together is really, really important to me. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this profile is going away. So I'm making sure I get through all this rather than answering questions in this live chat. I'll answer any questions at the end because this is very important. I capture this because the website is being changed. They're getting a new format. And I want to capture this on camera because this is an award-winning profile. And if any of you are applying to awards in your future, then it's very, very important that you know what to do for yourself. Do you know what I mean? I will say you're live streaming on a purposely raw and real way. Yes, thank you to the person who said that in chat. Right. So let's continue. Where was I? Okay, here we go. Right. So with that said, I also host late night educational live stream chat shows where my viewers are my live audience and they can ask me anything they want in live chat in real time. This fosters a deep sense of connection directly with my audience and is unique, with live streams often being 1 to 2 hours long, even up to 4 hours non-stop. Yep, that's true. And I usually ad-lib throughout the entire stream. I thankfully have the ability and skill to speak, read, and reply to comments as well as moderate by myself. I mean, I do also have some YouTube do some moderation for me. They do basic moderation, YouTube, bless them, live in real time, although many of my live shows are streamed after 11 p.m. It's now 1:22 a.m. when I'm recording this in the UK. I don't have a set time for them as I like them to be in the moment and for people to have the opportunity to catch me at different times, given the fact my audience is global. And so what might suit one time zone might not suit another. This way, different people from different countries can have the opportunity to watch and connect with me in real time. And I think that's so important because, if people have a fixed schedule, then, yeah, you could argue it's good because it's continuity. But, if you're in different countries, it's like, when do you actually get to see that person live? I like it when people do time variations so you can see them at different times of day, and also because you're from different countries and you can make sure you get a look in, if you know what I mean. So when I live stream, I do so in a purposely raw, real, and authentic way, even in my pajamas some of the time. I'm in my pajamas now, by the way. I just thought I'd share that. Oh, here we go again. Right, so hello in chat. So usually without makeup. Yeah, I haven't got makeup either today. Like I said, I will answer any questions at the end, but it's going to be a long live stream going through this profile. But I think it's important. So I want my viewers to feel like I'm with them and I meet them where they are just by being myself. I'm all about authenticity to the core. I live by be who you were born to be, not who others want you to be. And I empower my audience to do this with leading by example. So it's really, really important. It's something I do embody a lot, is be who you're born to be, not what others, push you into being or condition you into being, right? So on my late night chat shows, I cover topics such as dating, relationships, confidence, self-love, and self-care. This is a special episode tonight going through this profile, but those are the topics I essentially cover. So this is my award-winning speaker profile. So this is a profile I did for Women's Business Awards, and I'm talking about the advocacy I do for asexuality through my channel and books and the way I like to run this channel. In comparison, for example, I mean, I'm not comparing myself to other people, but I'm talking about like most other channels, they don't have regular like live streams. I do multiple vlogs a day and stuff like that, I'm the only asexual channel I know that does live streams regularly, ad-libbed. Most other people script their live streams or they script their videos, So, yeah, where were we? So I've talked about the topics I usually cover. Although my channel is aimed at an asexual audience, it's also inclusive of other sexual orientations. Asexual is a sexual orientation that's based on a lack of sexual attraction. And I found out I'm asexual in 2014, just for those of you who are not sure what asexual means. And there are universal themes that anyone of any sexuality can relate to. I have over 10 years online dating experience, and I share my own asexual perspectives and experience with this to help others. I'm also part of the world's #1 dating coach, Matthew Hussey's Love Life Club, and in my second year there now, so I can apply what I learn and use it to help my audience even more. So my goal through my platform, if you're new to this channel, it's really important you know this, is to empower and inspire asexuals and others to live boldly, confidently, and unapologetically as their true, authentic self, no matter what anyone else says, thinks, or does. This is what I live and breathe every single day and love it. I love using my voice to educate others about the sexual orientation that is asexuality in real life context, to make it easily accessible so I can fulfill my mission of getting asexuality recognized as a sexual orientation in its own right throughout the globe, so no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again, and asexuals can live happily side by side together in understanding, acceptance, peace, and harmony. So it's asexuals and sexuals. See, I missed the word sexual out. So basically, my mission is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation in its own right throughout the globe, so no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. So yeah. Specifically, these topics are so sensitive. Yeah, some people find them interesting, shall we say. So yeah, so basically my mission is to help asexuals and sexuals to understand each other, as if you get my meaning, so that we can all live in harmony together. Do you know what I mean? Different sexual orientations, that's really important for inclusivity. So my goal through my platform is to empower and inspire asexuals and others to live boldly, confidently, and unapologetically as their true, authentic self. I've just said this, but I'm going to repeat it, no matter what anyone else says, thinks, or does. This is what I live and breathe every single day, and I love it. I love using my voice to educate others about the sexual orientation that is asexuality, because someone was asking me in chat, like, what is asexuality? So asexuality, like I said, is a sexual orientation that's based on the lack of sexual attraction. What this means personally for me is I don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse. And I produced this book years ago called Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity, because this shows asexuality in real life context rather than just give textbook definitions of it. Anyone can give textbook definitions of it, you know. But if you talk about it in real life context, it's really, really important, because then you can see how it is rather than just be told. You know what I mean? It's like putting the reality to work, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Whenever there is an opportunity to talk about asexuality, I'm there. Whether it's at a social meetup, I got a meetup in the morning, by the way, this morning now. Business networking event, and it's a business networking event. During a conversation I'm having with a taxi driver, yep, I have spoke to more than one taxi driver before about asexuality, or supermarket worker. Yep, I've even talked to a supermarket worker about asexuality, or a stranger on a bus. This is something I'm so passionate about, to break through the misunderstandings, stigma and stereotypes of asexuality, because it's it's not the same as celibacy, which is a choice. It's not the same as abstain, which is a choice. It's like an innate wiring that's different, right? Where a pure asexual doesn't experience any sexual attraction. We're wired differently. So you can't become asexual. It's something that you are, like bisexual, pansexual, homosexual, heterosexual. It's asexual. It's a sexual orientation. It's not something you become. It's something you usually are, if you are that, but don't realize it. Obviously, not everyone's asexual, but the people who are asexual, the majority of us, looking back, can always tell we're asexual, but just didn't realize it till later on in life, because everyone's conditioned from birth. Well, the majority of us are conditioned from birth to believe we're heterosexual. Obviously, if you've got gay parents or lesbian parents, then you probably won't have that conditioning. But do you know what I mean? And like it says here, it explains what it is, right? So let's continue, right? So as I explain here, this is something I'm so passionate about, to break through the misunderstandings, stigmas and stereotypes of asexuality, which is not the same as celibacy or abstinence. It means I don't experience sexual attraction and I don't get the need, urge or want for partnered sexual intercourse. I am not repressing or suppressing myself. It's just not the way I'm wired. So I just wanted to make that clear. On my channel, I also share my struggles and challenges and how I overcome those with both my physical and mental health disabilities. So I am fully inclusive of people who also have these difficulties. I have fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body, and my spinal injury. I broke 2 bones in my spine last year, and I've had over a year of physio for that. Unfortunately, after a recent MRI scan, I now have 3 broken bones in my spine. With this in mind, I show videos on my channel of me doing weights despite the fibromyalgia for pain for spinal rehabilitation. So yeah, I went to the hospital this week for to see a specialist doctor. So someone's asking in chat, so basically celibacy, but no, celibacy is a choice to abstain from sex. That's not what I'm doing. I'm actually an asexual, has had sex in the past because I thought I had to as part of a normal relationship, because that's what I was conditioned to believe for years. But I'm not interested in it, and I don't have it anymore. I haven't had it since 2011, thank God. I'm not interested in it. Celibacy is your choice. Asexuality isn't. It's a sexual orientation. So if you're heterosexual, for example, you didn't choose to be heterosexual, did you? You know what I mean? You were born that way, just like I was born asexual. But most people are given the label of heterosexual because they expect most people to be heterosexual. Because it's all conditioning. Once you realise that, you know, you've been conditioned to believe the sexuality you are, then you can go on a journey of discovery of yourself if you feel like you're not actually feeling that sexual orientation, if you know what I mean. If you don't feel that way. So, yeah. I was diagnosed with osteopenia this year, even though I don't have any of the markers for it. I am under 50. I have not been through menopause. I still have regular periods, and I don't drink alcohol or caffeine or smoke, all of which can be a factor in lowering bone density. My vitamin D and calcium levels were also fine on the blood test, and there is no history of osteopenia or osteoporosis in my family. All of these things I share openly on my channel. And what I am doing to help myself, yes, weightlifting helps with the osteopenia as well. So yeah, I also have generalized anxiety disorder and CPTSD, and know many asexuals do struggle with anxiety and other mental health difficulties. So by speaking about these, they know they are not alone. I think it's so important, you know, to be fully inclusive of disabilities and mental health conditions. I am also body positive. I do videos calling out the fact I am a curvy girl, and that curvy girls can be fit and strong too, even with disabilities. Some of my viewers are as young as 13 years old, and I like to be a role model to them just by showing up confidently in myself. And and where am I? And breaking stereotypes. There we go. I was there, but I moved my laptop by accident. We're there now, right? So, my other huge passion and life purpose is writing. I'm an international best-selling author with my own UK registered book publishing imprint of quirky books, with 2 best-selling asexual books, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity, and Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual, 78 Life Lessons to Ace Your Life. There we go. I've also co-authored the international bestseller Blue Talks Business, Life and Universe, Volume 11, alongside James Redfield, who wrote the famous book The Celestine Prophecy, and Ken Honda, who wrote Happy Money and is a Mind Valley instructor. So I was a speaker at the UK Asexuality conference in London, and I've spoken at the I've spoken at Oxford University for Blue Talks. So, which was featured on Connect TV. That was a big moment for me. So yeah, getting asexuality talked about on Connect TV is incredible. So I was also the opening keynote speaker for day one of the 2-day online Be and Become Summit. You can watch the talk I did for this in a post further down this profile page and the post underneath the show's recent praise I got for that talk from the organizer Rebecca Bitton after hearing I was a Women's Business Awards finalist for both Speaker of the Year and Diversity and Inclusion Awards. So please read through these posts and scroll further down the page for those specific posts. I've been featured on the Jeremy Vine Show, in case you didn't know that, talking about asexuality, of course. BBC Radio, that was with Graham Torrington, talking about asexuality. Channel 4. Now, you may not have realised this or know this about me, but I was actually on Channel 4 live years ago with Christian Guru Murphy, debating Big Brother, saying that I didn't like it because of the sexualised content. That was before I found out I'm asexual, actually. I'm in the Mirror newspaper for being asexual. You can find that online. In Femme Medic, talking about asexuality again. On Lifeology Radio, talking about asexuality. Over 3 million listeners per episode. So, yeah, the episode was aired to over 3 million people. So, and again, another triumph for asexuality. I've written a post about that with the episode I was featured in, which you can read further down the page. I've also been featured on Live with the famous Unshakable Dr. Hal here. So that was a real monumental event for me. Well, it was on his radio show, so it's very, very famous in America. I was on the Sense of Soul podcast, which is in the top percentage. 1%, top 1% of podcasts. Over 1 million downloads. So that's a really popular show. So yes, I talk about asexuality being my spiritual mission. So my spiritual mission to do with asexuality, I should say, is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation in its own right throughout the globe. So no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. Like, there's a lot of people doing work in the LGBT plus community, but I specifically want to get it recognised besides it being in its own right. So people know that it's different, because lesbians still experience sexual attraction, so do gays, bisexuals and pansexuals, unless they are a grey asexual or on the asexual spectrum and still class themselves as bisexual or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But usually if you're bisexual, it means you're attracted sexually to two genders or more. Do you know what I mean? So, but asexuals are not sexually attracted to anyone, or they have little to no sexual attraction, or they are grey asexual, which, who does experience sexual attraction but only under limited rare or specific circumstances, or they act on it sometimes, but only in those rare circumstances, otherwise they don't experience it enough to want to act on it. I hope that makes sense, because there's pure asexuals and grey asexuals, can get very confusing. So I'm a pure asexual, doesn't experience any sexual attraction. But asexuality is known as a lack of sexual attraction, or they've updated it to say little to no sexual attraction, but actually lack of sexual attraction still is the most accurate definition of it, to be honest, because a demisexual person on the asexual spectrum, the grey asexual part of the spectrum, they can feel sexual attraction, but only once a deep emotional bond has been formed, maintained, and sustained, then they can experience a normal amount. But until then, they can't experience it at all. So they're like asexual fully until that time, if you know what I mean. But they're not fully, because they're still grey asexual, because they are able to possibly on occasion experience full sexual attraction, but only when a deep emotional bond's been formed, maintained, and sustained. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, I was really pleased about that. And I've also been on Amplify You with podcasting as the expert, with me as the expert. You can read a post about that further down this page. This is like my award-winning profile, as well as appearing on many other podcasts. And in Exeter Today News, that was incredible. That was about being a finalist. So since being an awards finalist, you can also read a post on that further down this page. So yeah, one thing to mention is I'm also known as the Asexual Entrepreneur. On my other channel called Make Money, Make Cash, where I teach people how to make money selling their pre-loved items using online marketplaces such as Facebook, Marketplace and Vinted. And I also occasionally interview other entrepreneurs, authors and creators about how they make money doing what they love so others can do the same. I interviewed one of the stars of the new multi-award winning film Zero Limits, starring Joe Vitale from The Secret, before the film was premiered. You can see my interview with Lisa Shumhorn here. So now, 10 years after I started my asexual journey, to be recognized on a global... I'll repeat that again. To be recognized as a global finalist for both Speaker of the Year and Diversity and Inclusion Awards feels absolutely incredible. This was before I won the award. I feel proud and absolutely thrilled to have my decade-long work recognised at the Global Women's Business Awards, especially with the phenomenal growth I've had on my Asexualise, my Asexual Life channel during this year alone, which was last year, 2025, where authenticity is shining bright. I'm proud to be a finalist and I can't wait to see what the next decade has in store. So you can find out more about me and the work I do and the shows I've been featured on at my website, sandrabellamy.com. So that's my actual name, because someone was asking my name in chat. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. It's got my Asexualise Twitter account, Asexualise Instagram account, and then other ways people can get hold of me. So yeah. So to be able to live my dream doing what I love and make such a huge global impact, living my purpose, is a true blessing to me and something I'm very thankful and grateful for every single day of my life. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me on this channel over the years. I really appreciate it. Appreciate it if you're subscribed here. So this is what I did last year. As you can see, this channel is now over 10 years old. And that was when I went over 1.5 million views. We're now at nearly 2 million views. So this is some of the places I've been featured on. It's a lot. Do you know what I mean? So Channel 4, Daily Star, Jeremy Vine Show, Live with the Famous Dr. Al, which was on Brushwood Media Network, because he has his radio show on there. Sense of Soul podcast. I'm on YouTube Music. Some of my episodes are on there as podcasts. Lifeology Radio, Blue Talks, Connect TV, which is so amazing. So I spoke Oxford University for Blue Talks, and then that talk is actually on Connect TV. And then I went on Amplify You with Podcasting. This was Ask the Expert. I was on TuneIn and IMDb. I've been featured on, BBC Radio, and I've actually been in Torchwood. So that wasn't for Asexuality, but I was an extra in series 1, episode 13, End of Days. I was running away from Monster in the Cardiff city centre. I've been in, I've been on Conversations with Passion by Corey Poirier. iHeartRadio, Let's Do Influencing. Daily Mirror, which I'm so proud of. Although they kind of like focused on a few things that weren't exactly 100%. So the Daily Mirror, they said that I was attracted to guys that look like Danny Zuko, specifically from Greece. I said I like his look, like the leather jacket and white t-shirt and jeans. I didn't say that was the only look I liked. I actually said I like Indian guys, but they didn't even put that in there. So Barnes & Noble, Amazon, the Femme Medic. The Femme Medic, I was really so happy to be in the Femme Medic. It's kind of a really well-respected, like, expert site. Waterstones have been in, Dreams Are Real, New Inceptions podcast as well, Blackwell's. So, yeah, and then I got praised for UK Asexuality Conference talks and Asexualise My Asexual Life channel. One person got engaged. So I wanted to read out some of these testimonials. So I put absolutely thrilled to share with you some of the comments of praise I had when I gave 2 talks at the UK Asexuality conference in London, Westminster. One talk was about how to arrange an asexual meetup, and the other was about how to self-date as an act of self-love to enhance your relationship with yourself. Comments include very informative, which is on the video of my talk about arranging an asexual meetup here. And then really nice talk. I didn't hear of self-dating before, but I like the idea of it. And self-dating is a brilliant concept. I'll give that a try. Thank you. Once again, thank you for sharing the asexual online resources, which you can see on this video here. And then I spoke for Blue Talks Oxford University about how to reinvent yourself to become your best future self. And this comment, a wonderful talk with great insights on how to make changes in your life, can be found on the Blue Talks channel underneath that talk here. So you will see these comments alongside some of the other wonderful comments I've had on my Asexualise, my Asexual Live channel. That's this one here. And how my videos have helped my channel community. In the comments I have compiled into the image below, one channel community commenter gives me an update that they are engaged, and they thank me greatly for all the advice they've seen in my videos, as it's really helped them in that relationship. That was like the biggest joy for me, seeing that my advice really helped. So here's what they actually have to say. So that's for this channel. So these are comments I've screenshotted. So you never know, if you comment on here, this channel, you might see your comment one day actually on a site or profile. So, hey, I've been watching your videos on your channel. You're doing an amazing job spreading awareness and positivity. It's really inspiring to see how openly and confidently you talk about asexuality in your personal journey. That kind of honesty is rare and powerful. Just wanted to let you know that your work is reaching people far and wide. I'm doing fine here in India, and your content brings a fresh perspective even from this side of the world. Keep going strong. The world needs more voices like yours. I thought that was really beautiful. So my life, hi, love the video. For a life update, I've got exciting news. I'm engaged, and I thank you greatly for all the advice I've seen from your videos. It's helped me in this relationship. So I was really thrilled to get that. Quinn Holmes, keep speaking up for the aces. I'm not one myself, but a lot of my friends are, and they need more rep. Great seeing people like you. I think this is really nice comments, and it's good because some people can get ace phobia, you know, where people are like very kind of phobic against asexual people, which is not nice. But I wanted to share some good things because I get a lot of lovely comments on this channel. I really appreciate every single one of them. So Yuli Johnson, loving this video. You are so amazing. So amazing. That's nice. So some of these other names are a bit strange. Vicious 26. It's really weird because you see this name and it just doesn't go with the kind comment. You have a great channel. I love your voice. Olivia Rose, loved your live, Sandra. It was amazing, like you. And the made me smile. So yeah, I really love these comments, you know. So you are my inspiration, said Ball Bags Murphy 2785. So some of these usernames are very interesting. Is that a sexual connotation one? Possibly. I don't know, but I'm asexual. But I'm still thankful for the wonderful comment. So yeah, and then they've kind of like commented there and there. I've watched a lot of your videos and they're amazing. And then praise for my talks. A wonderful talk with great insights on how to make change in your life. Really nice talk. I didn't hear of self-dating before, but I like the idea of it. And self-dating is a brilliant concept. I'll give that a try. Thank you. Once again, thank you for sharing the asexual online resources. So I just really, really like this. So the next part of this I did was Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity. This was a book review testimonial. That was for this book. Right, so that was this book that she reviewed. Now, this is by a person called Chinara Crumpton, who's actually been a coaching client of mine as well. I was thrilled to receive this glowing recommendation of my best-selling book by Chinara Crumpton from Blue Parenting, who was also one of my self-publishing coaching clients. After she saw me give a talk at Oxford University, you can see the results of me coaching her to Amazon bestseller status in the form of screenshots on my sandrabellamy.com site. And Chinara, who is not asexual herself, explains how insightful my book is. And the more we know about another human being, the more we will understand. I think that's beautiful. So if you're wondering why Ace Celebration is spelt like that, it's because Ace is a nickname for asexual. And it's meant to stand out in that way intentionally, I should say. So it's meant to stand out like that, Ace Celebration of Asexual Diversity. Let's listen to Chinara, shall we? It's really nice.
I highly recommend the book Asexual Perspectives by Sandra Bellamy because it's very easy to read and it's captivating. When I got the book, the first few pages I read, then I couldn't stop. And I also like the writer herself. I met her at Oxford University where she was given a talk. I wanted to know why her book hit the bestseller, and also I wanted to know more about the writer. The book was an eye-opener because I'm non-asexual. It's so much psychology there, and I like the way she writes, and all the interviews are there. It was for me a very big discovery how people just confess and how people talk about things and about their asexuality. The more we know about another human being, the more we will understand ourselves.
I think that's a really, really good review of my book. And I really think it's great because she's not asexual and she really loved the book. So I was on James Miller on Lifeology Radio talking about what it means to be asexual in a world that constantly promotes sex. So he's got over 3 million listeners per episode. So here's a clip from that.
My guest today is Sandra Bellamy, who's an asexual person who has her own show where she helps other asexuals with love, life, confidence, dating, and relationships so they can truly live a fulfilled life. In today's episode, Sandra talks to us about what it means to be asexual in a world that constantly promotes sex. Welcome to Lifeology.
Hello, James. It's lovely to see you.
It is nice to meet you again. I actually met you through Blue Talks, which is with my friend Corey Poirier. So anyone who wants to do a TED Talk that has been turned down or wants to do it, simply go to bluetalks.com and tell them I sent you there, James Miller, with Lifeology. So Sandra, you were actually in one of the pitch sessions that was the individuals that were working with Corey who were able to pitch yourself to me and to other show hosts as well. So thank you. It was really nice to meet you. Well, when you pitched us, it was interesting. You started talking about asexuality, and I have an idea what that means, but when you started to talk more about it, I realized I really don't have any idea of what that means to be asexual. What does that mean?
Okay, so asexuality is a sexual orientation that's based on the lack of sexual attraction. So to put it in context for me personally, it means I don't get the need, urge, or want for partnered sexual intercourse. So I don't look at a guy and think, I want sex with you. My brain's not wired that way. And even if I have other attractions for guys, like aesthetic attraction, romantic attraction, I'm kissing, it doesn't make me want sex.
Interesting. Okay.
So that is on this channel, this interview, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. So so then I was on BBC Radio with Graham Torrington, so I put that about that here on this profile. And being an asexual cougar, yes, I'm into younger guys, but I don't want sex with them. So this video again is on this channel.
My After 11 guest now is Sandra Bellamy, who describes herself as an asexual younger cougar. She enjoys passionate kissing, but is repulsed by sex and nudity. She doesn't want to get married, live with a man, or have children. And she wouldn't sleep in the same bed as a man. Sounds complicated? Well, she joins me on the programme right now. Sandra, good evening. Thank you very much indeed for joining me on the show tonight.
Hello, Graham. So I'm going to let you watch that on this channel. You can search for these in all my videos. So, but yeah. So then I was talking about Ask the Expert, be vulnerable and brave with your message, an asexual journey with Sandra Bellamy. So I went and spoke about this. So this was a clip that is on this channel from that interview. So because I do YouTube, she was asking me my expert opinion on starting a podcast with a audience, but basically starting a YouTube channel, because some people who do podcasting, they might want to start a YouTube as well, or they might want to have their podcasts as a YouTube. So she was asking me my advice on that for her audience. So I felt really honoured to be talking about that. Here's the clip.
I discovered I'm asexual in 2014, but I was in heterosexual relationships for pretty much the majority of my life. But I was so shy about sex. I would only talk about it with my ex-boyfriends when in a relationship with them. And I wouldn't even talk about it with a girlfriend, no one. So it's kind of like my secret with just my exes. And even though a lot of asexuals don't want sex, but some are, okay about having it, if I'm going to make a big impact in the world, I thought, and help asexuals, then I can take the information that I had about my past sex life to the grave with me, or I could share it with the world and help some people. So I chose to bravely share it with the world and help some people. And I think that's a really important message for your audience. Yeah, if you take it to the grave with you, it helps no one. Do you know what I mean? So get your voice out, people. So I discovered I'm asexual in 2014. I discovered I was in heterosexual relationships. I was for pretty much the majority of my life.
I want to talk about it again. But yes, it's very important that you do air your voice in this world. Be bravely you. So I talked about being Women's Business Awards finalist, asexual advocate, Sandra Bellamy, speaking authentically with diversity and inclusion in an AI world. So that was an interview I had on the We Don't Know show on Phonic FM. So it's quite strange because Will uses AI to talk about his guests. So this one's over 12 minutes long. This is actually on the channel here, so you can look at that. But it was nice because someone said, way to go, Sandra, way to go, which I thought was lovely on this episode. So this deep dive podcast about being a Women's Business Awards finalist and the work I do for asexuals and diversity and inclusion on my Asexualise, my Asexual Live channel, as well as a book I'm writing about dating AI and building relationships with AI companions, was created by Will Pollard from Phonic FM and his AI host from when I was on his We Don't Know show. Since the podcast was created and put out on social media, I've already gone over 1.5 million views on my Asexualise channel. And Phonic FM is a local community radio station based at the Phonic Centre, I should say, which is in the heart of Exeter in Devon. That's the city I live in. So you can check it out, or, this is a clip.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're immersing ourselves in a really fascinating case study. It sits right at the intersection of, global advocacy, very personalized content, and maybe the future of human AI collaboration.
Right. Our sources detail a career that manages, I suppose, a profound contradiction.
Yeah.
Maintaining this fierce daily sort of real life authenticity while also strategically leveraging some very structured, almost commercially specialized AI tools.
That tension you mentioned, that's exactly our mission for this deep dive, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right.
We aren't just, summarizing achievements. We're trying to dissect a strategy here.
Okay.
We need to understand how the speaker synthesizes deep personal vulnerability I mean, sharing chronic pain, identity struggles with these high-level entrepreneurial goals.
Yeah.
Things like award nominations, book launches.
Right. So we're looking at material covering global award recognition, specific content creation methods, and insights from a new book about relating to AI companions. It's quite a mix.
It is.
Okay, let's start with the anchor then. The core purpose that seems to motivate everything else.
Right. The central mission is clearly one of global advocacy. She's working like tirelessly to get asexuality recognized as a sexual orientation globally.
Okay.
And the drive here feels deeply personal and ethical too. It's about ensuring that no asexual person has to live in fear of ridicule or shame. That seems to be the fundamental purpose, the sort of magnetic north for all of her public work.
And you can see that mission is resonating, I mean, on a global scale. We're talking about 2 nominations for the Women's Business Awards 2025.
That's right. One for Speaker of the Year and one for Diversity Inclusion.
So yeah, that was really good. And obviously I won second runner-up for Speaker of the Year in a category with 19 other people besides me. So I was really happy about that. Way to go, Sandra. Woo! So transform me into a Daily Pocket speaker, my Global Awards Speaker of the Year finalist journey. So this is a really long post that talks all about my journey in my life. So yeah, but this is the actual video that goes with that. If you want to see that, it's on my channel as well. How to reinvent yourself to become your best future self. This was a talk I did at the Being Become Summit. I was the keynote speaker, the first one speaking.
We will be starting with our incredible asexual entrepreneur. She is a best-selling author. She has her own publishing house called Quirker Books. She also has contributed a #1 best-selling book called The Book of Why and How, which features James Redfield. She is absolutely incredible. She is also a show host and vlogger at Asexualise, My Asexual Life. And what I love about our next speaker is that she is a champion for a group of people that is often very forgotten and very, very underrepresented. And I am so blessed and honored for her to have her on our show. Hannah, let's get Sandra up on the stage. I want to talk to this incredible warrior. Hello, Sandra. Welcome to the summit. How are you feeling about your talk today?
I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah. Well, we're so incredibly blessed to have you. Sandra has been doing such amazing work by empowering a very, very underrepresented community. She has really, really empowered people. And that's really what I'm so happy that you are with us, because I know that you understand this mission of really turning our pain into our purpose. Tell us a little bit about your impact and how you're serving community currently.
So I'm sharing some of this in my upcoming story, which is part of my talk. But so I've been helping asexuals since 2015, and I found out I'm asexual in 2014. So I have Facebook groups for asexuals. I run 6 different Facebook groups for asexuals. So it provides a sense of community for them, a sense of togetherness, a sense of unity, and something bigger than you are yourself. And so I do different ones. One's are for friends, and I've got another one for business, and I've got another one for different types of dating. My Asexualise, My Asexual Life YouTube show is like a reality TV show, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help others in theirs. And so I bring real life to asexuality. So there's a lot of people on the internet that talk about asexuality in textbook definitions, but I'm living that experience. Like you're talking about lived experience, I'm living the asexual life, real life experience, because I am asexual, and I show asexuality in real life context on a daily basis. So all the challenges that come with being a minority sexual orientation, I can help people to see they can overcome those and how to do it on an everyday basis. And I think that's where my power lies, because, you know, people can see, hey, you know, she's having problems with dating, relationships, friendship. No, it can all have problems and difficulties, but I show them. I'm like, I cry on camera and stuff. I'm not afraid to be authentic and real, because then a couple of days later I'll be like, well, this is how I got out that situation. This is how I had my self-care, what I did to make myself feel better. So it works really well.
Honestly, I cannot tell you. And like I said, in my little introduction, I do mention that every single one of my speakers has the capacity of taking their own experience and inspiring others. It's so amazing that we have a world full of information and research, but I really do appreciate when I see individuals take their own lived experience, because honestly, I do believe there's something special about having the empathy, having that empathy and saying, you know what, I actually do know what you go through. And here's my story, and here's how I speak that truth. Because a lot of us feel like, there's so much information, but when we hear it from someone who is actually living it, it is an entirely new, different impact. So I am so grateful for your service. I just don't know anyone else who's doing it, which just shows how important your work is. So thank you so much for being here, and I am so excited.
Yeah, so that was really, really good. So if you want to watch that talk again, it's called How to Reinvent Yourself to Become Your Best Future Self. That's here on my channel. So then praise for incredible speaker and innovative voice featured on Exeter Today. So I was in the Exeter Today news. So this is Exeter Today. I live in Exeter in the UK. So I was actually in an article on the Exeter Today website. So this was before the award ceremony when I was a finalist. So yeah, I was really, really thrilled to be featured. And Rebecca, whose summit I was keynote speaker on, who you just saw, she said this on LinkedIn: this incredible speaker and innovative voice was in our Beat and Become Summit last year, and Sandra was a proud forerunner. Congratulations. So yeah, I think that really helped with my profile here, to have someone who advocated for me being a speaker who speaks herself. So I think that was really good. And I got some wonderful messages. Melissa Neal, amazing work. She's a very famous YouTuber. She's got a company called Body by Bikini. She does nutrition and also, exercises for a certain age group. I met her through here, so she does it for over 40s. But I think some of it can apply to any age group. And then this is Kiara Goldie. Kiara Goldie, great work. We need more inspiring stories like this in the world, which I thought was really nice. Is that how you pronounce her name? Kiara Goldie. I want to say Goldie, but it's Goldie. Kiara Goldie. Great work, ladies. We need more inspiring stories like this in the world. Finally got it right. And then best-selling author Sandra Bellamy with over... The posts start again here, because this is an old site, which is why they're changing it, because it repeats stuff and you can't put new posts on there after you've maxed yours out. It just repeats the same ones over and over again. So this is like how they were posted earlier. But I feel so blessed to have had an award-winning profile, to get second run-up speaker of the year at the Women's Business Awards run by Women's Business Club. It's just so incredible, and I'm so grateful and thankful to be in Exeter Today News as well, and have another speaker advocate for me. It's just incredible. So yeah, really, really pleased. So I just thought I'd show you that. I'm just going to see people in chat, see if there's anyone who was asking. I had a look at your community posts. Sounds like you had a nightmare with the microwave. Yes, I did have a nightmare with a microwave recently. Yeah, I put something in it that burnt, but it didn't just burn the food, it burnt the microwave as well. So I've got a new one now. So yeah. You won an award. Yes, I won second runner-up actually, Speaker of the Year award. And this was a profile which I was judged on, which is why I was showing it to you, because this is going to be taken down soon, because they're building a new website for new members of Women's Business Club and for existing members. But all the details won't be transferred over. So all this is going to go away soon. So I just want to just share it because I think it's so nice to share like the winning profile, you know. Second runner-up speaker of the year is amazing. There was 20 people, including me, in the category. So yeah, second runner-up speaker of the year is just incredible. I definitely won that. So yeah. Asexual, I've already answered that, but I'll answer it again. Asexuality is a sexual orientation that's based on the lack of sexual attraction. And what that means for me personally is I don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse. I'm not wired that way, so I don't get the innate need. That means you don't like anyone, I think. No, totally untrue. I am a romantic asexual and I still love kissing, cuddling, holding hands, and I'm into guys. I'm a hetero romantic asexual. Hetero meaning I'm attracted to the opposite gender romantically, not sexually. So I definitely am into guys. So yeah, so people are making wrong assumptions like she doesn't like either. I'm not sexually attracted to any gender, so it's correct. I don't like anyone in a sexual manner, but I do still get attraction, but not sexual attraction. I get aesthetic attraction, romantic attraction, spiritual attraction for guys. Like people who struggled with relationships. No, that's not the same thing. Many people struggle with relationships, including heterosexuals, because it's a nightmare trying to find a committed partner of any sexual orientation. Seems like a contradiction, asexual dating. Well, it's not a contradiction, as I'm explaining, because asexuality is a sexual orientation based on the lack of sexual attraction. That doesn't mean to say we don't experience any sexual attraction. We do experience some attraction, some of us. I experience romantic attraction, like I said, aesthetically attraction, spiritual attraction, creative attraction, clothes attraction, a lot of other attractions. So if you date, you basically have a relationship, but if you're a sex repulsed like me without sex, you can still have a loving, caring, committed relationships without sex, because sex isn't the same as love and love isn't the same as sex. So do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you believe in the idea of a soulmate? Someone asked me. I personally do believe in the idea of a soulmate, yes. I personally do. Different orientations don't really fight amongst each other. They're in harmony. Well, unfortunately, some people, some gay people, lesbian people still experience a phobia against them, and so do some people have phobias against asexuals. How you become asexual, you don't become asexual. It's something you are wired to be like if you're asexual, you know, like it's a sexual orientation. It's not something I've made myself become. No, asexuality is not the same as celibacy. I've said that before. So celibacy is a choice. So celibacy means you're abstaining from sex for whatever reason, religion or whatever, and you're like suppressing and repressing your emotions and urges for sex, you know. But I don't have those urges or feelings in the first place because I lack sexual attraction, so I don't get the urge for sex at all. I hope that's answered all your questions. So it definitely isn't celibacy. So I hope that's answered all your questions. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you a lot. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. And keep being ace. I'll see you soon next video live stream. Thank you for voting me. For those people who did vote for me to win the runner-up speaker of the year award. It was the second runner-up speaker of the year actually that won. So really pleased about that. And thank you to all of those who left like comments, really supportive comments with their votes as well. I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for being here. Lots of love. Take care. Bye. Don't forget to stay ace.